We were so hyped, bro. Like, we were so fucking excited. We were like, yo, this, like, God blessed us. Like, we thought, like, the van was perfect, the weed. Like, we thought everything was amazing. We were like, this is life. I love you. All right, so this story begins on it's a nice September day. My ex-wife and I, we were looking for a, this was like this was on September. I have the date, September 7th, 2019, and this was in the middle of like my van life craze. I was really just pushing this whole idea of like, man, you know what I want to do? I want to fucking live in a van down by the river. Like that was like my whole shit. I was like, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. You and I, we're gonna be living in this close quarters, shitting in a bag, eating food off of like cast iron skillets and like propane, off of like a little Coleman grill, and we'll find random spots to sleep, different campsites to sleep in. We'll be all stealth. We're gonna get a cool van that we can just build out. We kept talking about like the build. What kind of build are we gonna do? Oh, we're gonna build it all out. Oh, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be delicious. It's gonna be a. We're not gonna hate each other by the end of this. We're not. We were at the point of our relationship where it was like we were getting a van, kind of like how couples try to get like a dog or have a baby to repair their relationship. I was on Craigslist searching for a van, and we found this like super cool conversion van, and I was really excited about it. And I took that van to my parents own like a car place where they fix up cars and they do car repairs and all that type of jazz. So I was like, you know what? We'll just bring it on over. So we take it. I'm wearing my aviators. I'm looking good. I'm having a good time. I'm smiling. I'm thinking, you know what? It was just dumb. I was dumb. I look back and I cringe because like that was just a guy who was just running off of an ego. I had no idea what I wanted out of life. All I thought was, man, you know what I wanted? A fucking van. That's it. That's gonna solve all your depression problems. That's gonna solve all your issues in life. A fucking van, bro. That way I can just delete all my responsibilities. I don't need to have an income. I just need to make enough money to get around in this van. Yeah. Yeah. No. No. This whole day was just it makes perfect sense looking back in hindsight. It's been over a year now. I've had some time to process it. So I look back and I just kind of chuckle. So anyway, we go to Brooklyn Park. We're just having a good time, just driving. It's van life, man. Fuck yeah, dude. Van life. On my way to Brooklyn Park, what I do when I'm driving, because like I have bad ADHD, is like my attention is on the road, but it's also like on like the ditches. Like I'm always looking for weed in the ditches. I'm looking for a wild weed that's growing in the ditches. I don't do that anymore, but at the time in 2019, like if you were driving next to me, you don't know if I was looking at the road or I'm looking at like everything else around me in my surroundings, like just looking for like wild weed, like oh shit. Oh, that's a shockingly there's a lot of plants out there that grow on the ditch side of the road that look exactly like weed. Most of the time it's not weed. But in this particular case, we drove by this little like this elementary school, which was like maybe 2 or 3 blocks away from my parents' not house, but their business. And I was like, "Yo, that was weed." She's like,
You said that there was weed the whole way here, and we stopped like 2 or 3 times. There was no weed. Like, come on, this is fucking bullshit. Why? Really? Do you really think that there was weed? Come on.
and she was a good sport, and I was driving, so I turned around and I was like, "Please tell me if that's not fucking weed, right now. Take a peek out of the car right now." And she was like,
Holy shit. That's fucking weed.
and the weed was like, I'm not exaggerating, at least 15 to 20 feet tall, at like minimum. And it was right on the highway next to a school, and it was just an entire field. And we were like, yo, let's go get this inspection. Let's come back tonight. Let's not grab any weed in this dude's like conversion van, because we were just testing the conversion van. We didn't have our own vehicle, but we got our vehicle. We went home, grabbed my favorite backpack. Why would you? Don't ever grab if you're gonna ever put weed in like do like a a stealthy type of thing, don't bring your favorite backpack. So I went and I grabbed my favorite backpack. It was this wrestling backpack that I had gotten in high school. It was this cool Asics backpack. I think about that backpack weekly sometimes. Not every week, but there is weeks where I'm just like, I just need like a little backpack that I can just throw on my back like I used to be able to until it got. We get to the spot, sure as shit, it is like 100% weed. And like I said, it's September, so it's pretty much at harvest time. I didn't have, like a little magnifying glass to check the trichomes to see if they were cloudy or amber or clear. I didn't care about all that. This was like, the only thing I cared about was not getting caught, getting my weed, and getting the fuck out of there. Like, that's all I gave a fuck about. And like, we were so hyped, bro. Like, we were so fucking excited. We were like, yo, this, like, God blessed us. Like, we thought like the van was perfect, the weed, like we thought everything was amazing. We were like, this is life. I love you.
I love you too.
I love our life.
I love our life.
And it was just ignorance is bliss, and oh sweet baby Jesus. She dropped me off right next to where the weed was, and she like drove down the street and parked because it's kind of on a main road, and I was gonna give her a call back when she should just roll up and come get me. So I ended up stuffing my bag. Like, I'm literally just like trimming off each bud, and I'm like cutting stalks, and I'm breaking them in half, and I literally fit like pounds of weed, including the stalks, in my bag. Like, just stuffing them. I was so, man, I was elated. That was like the best word to describe how I was feeling. Elated. I was on another fucking level, ladies and gents. And I get back to the car. She's like,
okay, can you please just show me? I just want to make sure that it was actually weed.
I go, no, it was 100% weed. And I like unzipped it a little bit. Like, like how some girls will like show you like just like part of their nipple? That's what I did with the weed. I like pulled out just the tip. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, how's that? She's like, oh my God. Don't you kind of wish like you could pull out like half your ball sack and women would go crazy? The same way like when they pull out like just a little sliver of their nip or tit or something like that. Like, we just get so pumped. That's not the case with ball sacks or dicks. But it was the case with stalks of weed. I was like, this bag is filled with that. Like, she was so pumped when she just saw that one, just the tip. There's no tip that I could have ever showed her before that ever got her as excited as she was at that moment, okay? So I showed her my tip of weed, and she was like, I never seen her drive so fast. We immediately go home. You know what I mean? That 25-minute drive has been now condensed into 15-minute drive, which is stupid because we had pounds of what I believe to be weed in the vehicle. That is not a foreshadow. It was weed. So we get home. We were like, you know what? I was thinking like in terms of like content. I was like, yo, we should totally incriminate ourselves and do a cool time lapse. Like, this is gonna be memories. Let's harvest this. Let's do this on camera and do a time lapse. So we were gonna basically sit down at a table and just like harvest the weed, like trim it all up and like get it ready to be hung and dried because it was just filled with leaves. So like we had to like still take it apart and then properly cure it. So we were gonna get that all on time lapse and incriminate ourselves. It was just the stupidest fucking idea. Well, anyway, in the time lapse, which I have, and you will get to see it. We start taking all the weed out and then immediately put the weed right back in the bag and just throw the fucking bag away because it was just filled with critters. Everything, there was so many foreign bugs that I had never seen before, like the grossest fucking bugs, and the bud was all rotted, completely rotted. And like I like brought mold and bugs that just don't belong in Bloomington. Like these are Brooklyn Park bugs. I've never seen these bugs before. And I was like, just something about bugs and spiders and shit, just, I don't even know, just on an innate level, grossed me the fuck out. So I was like, yo, I am not fucking with these bugs. I'm not fucking with this bag. I'm not fucking with anything. So I found the biggest box that we had, and I threw that bag in there. And the biggest box I had at the time was a saw box, okay? It's just like I had just bought this giant freaking saw. So I put all the weed into this saw box, and then I threw this saw box in the backyard, and then that saw box literally got so fucking moldy inside because of the weed that was in there, and it just sat there until April. And in April, we have this thing in Bloomington called like it's like a city citywide. Like you can go and put like beds and shit out, and like they'll throw away like big bulk items for you for free for like a week. And during that time, I just decided, I was like, this is a bulk item. I don't even give a fuck because it doesn't fit. The saw box is so big, it doesn't fit into like a recycling unless you break it down. I wasn't able to break it down because of the moldy weed that was inside of it. So I taped it up like a motherfucker. I put it out there. The garbage people threw it away. It was no longer my responsibility. And that is the story of the time that my wife and I, ex-wife and I, found an entire field of weed. It was not worth it. Now I don't even look at weed anymore. Like I just drive by it. I'm like, fuck that weed. I get mad at it. I get mad at ditch weed. So I would say if you ever find weed on the side of the street, just fucking ditch the weed, dude. It's probably not smokable. It's probably not edible. It's probably not anything. So, yeah. It was disgusting. And I will never stop for weed again, motherfuckers. Anyway, that's my first story time. I've got a lot more story times where that came from. So stay tuned. Stay subscribed. Drop a comment, drop a like, drop a dislike, drop a negative comment. Those actually fucking help. No engagement doesn't help. Engagement helps. And not the kind of engagement that leads to a divorce in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? No. Anyway. Yeah. So, love you guys. Love myself. I hope you love yourself. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.